Welcome back. It is a Money Monday, and the markets are doing well on the certain things that I follow. The Dow itself is just middling around. A little later on in hour two, we're going to have Roger Stone with us, a great friend of the show, been with me many times. Way back when I started Newsmax 3.5 years ago, Roger was on my original show, Table Talk, with Congressman Vito Fossella. He was on my weekly show on Newsmax called What's the Deal? And as I mentioned before, I got the first interview ever, the last interview ever with Roger Stone before the judge put a gag order on him. So I got the final word from him before he got commuted. And now that it's all behind us and the dust is settled, I want to take a look back at some of the things we talked about then and how things are panning out now. And we'll have a lot on Roger Stone, a lot in hour two, and he'll be here to join us as well. Now, just as important, people that tune in every day have great insights and thoughts and ideas, and I'm trying to encourage more of our viewers to be part of the show when they can, when they feel like, and many people are shy about it, but John took the plunge, and joining me right now, our good friend John McNamee is with us. And Johnny, thanks for joining us today. Thank you for taking down the Biden poster that you had up there before you came on today. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm John, thanks for having me on. Yes, I had to remove that. I couldn't stand having that behind me.
All right. Well, thankfully you got the right one up there. And there was a whole heck of a lot of them out this weekend. There was another one of these big boat armadas for Trump. I don't know if you saw it, but supposedly they broke a Guinness Book of World Records for like the most boats in an armada or something like that. It was quite amazing when you look at it like from the aerials.
That's a beautiful thing. It's just something that continues to happen all around the country. And it just doesn't get the media attention that it needs. So
I'm reading, you're down in Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm reading a whole bunch of stories where some of these left-wing writers are writing stories where they keep mentioning, well, I was driving from here to there and I saw nothing but Trump signs. I didn't see one Biden sign. Now, down in Texas, the Democrats have been threatening for the last, 7 or 8 years that they're going to take it, they're going to turn it blue, all right? And I've had James Dickey, the Texas state chairman of the Republican Party, on many times, and he tells me that there's an overwhelming new registration for Republicans down in Texas. How is it where you're at, and what's the sentiment down there? Because do you think Texas could go blue?
Well, I know that they were trying to make it at least go purple, and I don't even think that they're close to that yet. Even with the amount of people that are coming in from the coast between California and New Jersey and moving this way, that they don't have a chance. I think they believe that they did because of the fact that the election between Cruz and Beto O'Rourke was so close, but that was because, it's a midterm election. It wasn't a presidential election.
Right, light turnout, and exactly. They had all kinds of national names flying into Texas. Bernie Sanders came down there. Everybody came in to try to boost Beto. Robert O'Rourke, but still to no avail. And now Beto O'Rourke, the one notable thing he said, in my view, during the debates was they asked him if he would take people's guns away, and he said, damn right I will. And now Joe Biden has Beto on part of his team as the gun czar.
Well, that's not going to happen in Texas. I mean, just about everybody's packing down here, so I don't see that being a way in which you're going to win voters over in this state.
So what do you think, what's your view down there in Texas? New York obviously was victimized by the worst murderous plot in American history to fly planes into the Twin Towers and kill and murder thousands of people. And our mayor and governor here are letting people protest and riot and loot and all this other stuff. No yelling about social distancing, masks, but they actually tried to cancel the 9/11 Towers of Light Memorial. Does that news get down to you guys in Texas?
Well, John, I'm originally from New Jersey. I was there during the attack in 9/11. And so that's something that, is personal to me. And yes, I'm glad that the organization Tunnels to Power are stepping in order to make sure that this is going to take place. And that, you know, to me is something that is a must. It has to happen. Even with what Billy de Blasio is trying to stop this from happening, as well as Mario, the senior slayer. You know, again, these are things that definitely have to take place, and the younger folks in our country need to be reminded of all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a whole new generation right now that they just hear about the memorial, but they, you know, these young kids, they weren't around. I was, you know, myself 2 blocks from the towers when they started collapsing. And I can tell you it was one of the most frightening days of my life. And I lost a good handful of really dear, close friends in 9/11, including, you know, one of our buddies from Little League all the way through high school, Bill Machuli, was lost that day. And I think these families and their kids and their grandkids, it's like something to hold on to for them. Like, hey, they're going to put the lights up, and that's going to remind everybody. And then when they read the names, at least they know that there's something traditional there for these people. And to try to take it away from them, to me, is freaking disgusting.
Again, those people and their families, they need to be remembered and recognized for, I mean, they made a sacrifice, right? There were policemen and firemen that went rushing in there in order to try and save lives, knowing full well that it was almost a suicide mission, but they went in anyway because that was their jobs. And the folks that were there just doing their job every single day did not really deserve to have those things happen to them. So, yes,
so I want to say, as a regular Joe or regular John like me, you're doing one heck of a job today. And don't think it slipped past me that line you came up with, the senior slayer. I like that one. I may have to lift that from you, but I like that one. He is the senior slayer, sending, you know, people with COVID back into nursing homes, created, you know, a Molotov cocktail of COVID. But Joe Biden, it is reported. Oh, that's it, Jess? We're running out of time. We didn't get to Biden. But
can I have one more thing, John?
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
I just wanted to make sure, because, you know, you don't have anything sitting there. I got a bottle of Kuto. It was introduced to me by a gentleman from the Ukraine who said, you need to make sure you're going after Joe Biden and his son for what they did to our country.
Wow. And he's got the Kuto to go along with it. All right. Well, have a cold one with us. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And anytime you want to come back on, just come back on again. You're like a regular now.
All right, John. Thank you.
Thanks
I appreciate
a lot, brother.
it.